Well, I think President Obama deserves a great deal of credit for ordering the mission, and obviously give a great deal of credit to the men and women involved in the execution of the mission. But it's hard not to also give credit to President Bush, who embraced the framework recommended by a number of people about how you fight Al-Qaeda. That in fact this is more than a criminal matter. This is more than a law enforcement matter. This is a military matter. We're at war with Al-Qaeda, and many of the policies that led to information, I think, that resulted in what happened successfully over the weekend, I think could be attributed to decisions made by President Bush, and I think he, like President Obama, deserves credit for that.
Including what's become known as the harsh interrogation procedures?
You know, I don't know, Ken, whether or not how the information that may have led to a tip that may have been coupled with other information that may have led to actual intelligence. You know, there's all kinds of reporting that perhaps that thread began with enhanced interrogation techniques of someone. I don't know if that's true or not. I will say that for President Bush, you know, he understood very quickly that the most important thing that we have in this war against terrorism is information about the enemy, and that he felt an obligation to do everything we could do under the law to get that information so that we could protect the United States. I'll be very clear about one thing. He opposed torture. He made it clear to us, the lawyers in particular, that we would not engage in torture. Our job was to tell him what the limits of the anti-torture statute were, and we tried to do that as best we could. The statute says the intentional infliction of severe mental or physical pain or suffering. That's all the statute says in terms of what constitutes torture. And lawyers at the Department of Justice worked very, very hard to give definition to that. These are very tough procedures, no question about it. Very unpleasant. I wouldn't want to undergo it. I'm sure you wouldn't either. But there were measures undertaken by the Bush administration because they were effective and because the Bush administration was told by the lawyers at the Department of Justice that they were in fact lawful if administered under the safeguards prescribed by the Department of Justice.
And you believe, if not directly, at least indirectly, that helped lead to the finding and killing of bin Laden?
I'll leave that to others. I mean, again, a lot's been reported, but I know that a lot that gets reported is often incomplete and inaccurate, so we'll wait and see what happens.
I believe Vice President Cheney said on Fox last week that he thinks there was a direct link.
Could be a direct link. I don't know. I'm not in a position to say that there's a direct link, no. But I do know the importance of getting as much information as we can, because you never know what one bit of information tied to some other piece of information out there that may look very innocuous, how they may lead to actionable intelligence.
Yeah,